Hi, everybody, and good afternoon. Trying something a little bit different. I'm actually recording today, which is Saturday, March 29th, 2025. Decided to do something over the weekend so you have something else to watch over the weekend. So, my name is Coffee, and as you can see down here, my channel is called Coffee Spills the Tea. Before I go any further, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you get notified. This is a channel that is for Black women. We are doing it all. We're trying to help everybody else. This is how we do it. And it just makes us a little bit, right? And this last election was a little bit well, I don't know. It felt like to me like it was a wake up call. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm just tired. I'm tired of trying to do everything for everyone, and I just haven't spent enough time on me, and it's just making me frazzled. So I'm trying to work on me. That's why I started blogging. If you've been watching me since day one, you've been hopefully maybe you're feeling that way as well, and you have a place where it's a community where we can kind of talk about what can we do to stop this cycle, to kind of take care of ourselves first. And if we can take care of ourselves first, not feeling guilty, because there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself, because then you could take care of the people around you and the things around you better. So today, before we get started, let me just say, we're going to talk about how you can get free education. Now, last week it was a little bit lengthier because I talked about like schooling and things like that. Things you can get for school for free, like college, right? And I showed you associate's degrees, master's degrees for free. And I talked about some other things. But today I'm just like saying, hey, you know what? Because some people are like, look, I don't have time, Coffee. I don't have time for no like 2 year, 3 year, 5 year thing. I need something now. Well, there are things that are free that are out there that you can do right now where you can earn some free education right now, put it on your LinkedIn right now, and you can elevate your status right now. You have a job, and maybe you can't advance because you haven't shown that you have these certain skills yet. You can do some things for free right now, and it can take you days, a few days to a few weeks, so maybe just a few months if you're willing to put in the time and the effort. But that's what we're going to work on. But before we do that, I just want to make sure that we have a couple things that I've been saying over and over again that are starting to come to fruition. Make sure that you're ready for these things. I'm going to talk about the minor one first, and then the one that's major second. And then we're going to go into how you can get some free certifications and certificate of completion, free training, hands like skilled training so that you can immediately pop that out there and go get like some kind of raise or elevate your resume or freshen it up, show you have certain skills, apply for jobs that you couldn't maybe apply for earlier because you're like, I don't know what that is. I can't do it. Okay. So, couple things before we start on that free education. So hang in there with me if you're just waiting around and you're just like, come on. It's like when you're doing double dutch and you're just like, okay, and you're trying to figure out how can I jump in between the two ropes? Hang in there. So, number one, I've been kind of talking to some friends that are overseas and kind of watching some things here and there that have been kind of in the news cycle. And we could possibly have some supply chain issues that are starting to creep up on us because we're getting some retaliatory tariffs that are occurring because we are having issues with the person in charge with, are we having tariffs or aren't we? Are we doing this? Aren't we? Things are going on the political arena that is affecting supply chain. And so it is going to be a good idea. Like my friends have been saying, like they've been trying to get extra supplies. And by supplies, like not supplies, like I've got supplies, regular supplies. But what they're saying is like, look, besides what we already have, we're getting 3 to 5 days extra because there could be a little bit of a slowdown in us getting things because the supply chain is going to be disrupted all around the world because of these retaliatory um, tariffs. So, if you have a car that needs to be fixed, your car is not an American car, or the parts are not American parts, I would suggest you just get those things done now. If you are, remember the toilet paper issue, I've been hearing little grumblings about that. So I would probably stack up. I'm not saying like go out and buy like all the toilet paper up on the shelves, but maybe get maybe like 3 or 4 of those 12 packs of toilet paper rolls that you could put someplace. Just get some extra things. Maybe get some extra things that have like extra canned goods just on the off chance, because you just don't know. How is toilet paper affecting us? Well, we get a lot of paper is made out of wood. Wood comes from trees. Trees comes from the lumber, and a lot of our lumber comes from Canada. So that's being cut off. Maybe they might slow it down, or they're going to have retaliatory tariff, which I'm sure they are. And things are going to cost more. Supply chain is going to be disrupted. And so it's going to be important for us to make sure that we are thinking about those kinds of things and making sure you have your supplies. And as always, I just advocate, please make sure that you never have your gas tank at less than half empty. So if it gets to the halfway point, fill it all the way back up to full. It is better for you to have it from full, go to half full, and then fill it back up than having going to empty and then having to go all the way back up. And then you have to make a quick exit out of the city for some reason. And you're at the gas station after a few hours, waiting with all the other scrubs that didn't prepare. So be smart about that. The other thing I have been talking about almost since the beginning is that you need to get your passport, you need to get your birth certificate, you need to get your real ID. That deadline of having your real ID is, I think, May 7th, I believe. I think it is. And so, if you wait until the last minute to do this, you're going to be waiting in a line. You're going to get backlogged. It's going to take forever because everybody's waiting till the last second. Do it now, because on May 8th, if you try to board a plane, or if you maybe trying to get on the Amtrak, or just any place that's going to require that you have to take transportation where you have to have an ID, you could be stopped. And the last thing we need right now in this political climate is to be stopped for something, because you never know what's going to happen. So please don't stop, or don't have yourselves get stopped. We know that could be some issues because there's another executive order that's come out that says that we now have to show that we're U.S. citizens. It's vague. It doesn't say if everyone, or in order to vote. Let me finish that thought. So it doesn't mean that that everyone has to go out and everyone has to go to their voting precincts or whatever, and they have to show their birth certificate and prove they're an American citizen so that they can then have the right to vote, which is crazy because we have, it's in the amendments that we have the right to vote. It's an act, the Voting Rights Act. Okay, it's kind of nuts. But we don't know how this is going to work out. So you need to have a way. And if you bring your old driver's license, the normal one, that's non-real ID, they're going to be like, that's not a way for you to prove your citizenship. So what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to produce a birth certificate. You're going to have to produce a passport. And I'm going to tell you, if you're going to let's just start with the first one, get your birth certificate. You're going to have to go to the state where you were born, not where you live, but where you were born. And you're going to have to go to the, what is it called? I want to say, I keep wanting to say curriculum vitae, but it's not. The Bureau of Life Statistics. The Bureau of Life Statistics no, it's not that. Bureau of Life Birth, is it? Oh yes, okay. So the Office of Vital Records. That's the office. I wasn't even close. You have to go to the Office of Vital Records for whatever state that you're in and request that birth certificate. They'll send you the original a birth certificate, and it's going to cost you some money to do. This is unfortunate, but you're going to have to pay it and get it. Then once you get it, then you're going to take it with your old driver's license, your current driver's license. You're going to bring it over to the DMV, and you're going to have to then get your real ID. And once you get your real ID, then you're in business. You can, but if you're going to then have to go in and prove that you're actually a citizen, whatever you have on your birth certificate has to match what's in the voter registration logs. And if it doesn't match, because maybe you got married, you're going to have to additionally provide a marriage certificate showing that that's why, like, hey, my real last name is Brown, but I married John Smith, and actually I go by Coffee Smith. Oh, why doesn't it match your birth certificate? That says Coffee Brown. Well, because I got married. Well, how can you prove that? Here's my marriage certificate. It may have to come down to that. Our vote has power, and that's why they're working so hard to try to stop us, because they don't want us to have power. So we're going to have to just make these precautions now. I'm telling you now, these executive orders are starting to come out. Some of them are being done closed door now. They're not out in the public where everyone's like doing woo and clapping and whatever. So be aware of that. So you, your family, your kids, everybody, make sure you do it, and then get your your passport. I'm going to tell you not to get the passport card. Get the passport book. The card was like, hey, I'm going to go into Canada, or hey, I'm going to go into Mexico. And you just needed to show a card, just kind of looks like a driver's license, but it's a passport card. Well, now the laws are changing between our borders because of this whole thing going on with our administration, unfortunately. And we're going to have to get passports. We're going to get stamps and you can't stamp a card. So it means nothing to get a passport card. Do not waste your time getting that. Get your passport. That is going to involve having your original birth certificate. And you will go to Google it, find out where the nearest passport agency is, where you can go in. It will be either a post office that's close to you, or if you're someplace rather remote, it might have to be going to a passport agency or something along those lines. So Google it, check, and see what's closest to you, to where you live or where you work, whatever's more convenient. And then if you have to travel, then you and your family and your pets can safely do that. And by the way, if you are traveling with your pets, please don't just leave them. Bring them with you. There's a Facebook page called Flying with Dogs, and I will put that into my description as well below, and they will talk with you. You can talk through all of what the necessary things are that you need to do so that you can get your well, I think my dogs are like my children, but you can get your pets out of here as well. You can take multiple pets with you. I have multiple pets. They're all going with me when I move overseas. Not if, but when. So please don't leave family members behind, even our furry friends, our furry family members. Okay. So I'm going to leave that all to you, and we're going to start going into free education. So now, if your eyes were kind of glazed over, you can unglaze your eyes, because we are now going to go into how you can get free education. Okay. So I have here my way of getting free education. I mean, quick. I need something fast, a few days, something that you can put on your resume and you can like just go like gangbusters and go. Or if you're just saying, look, I want a career pivot, I don't have a lot of time. Maybe I got a month, 2 months, maybe 3 months. Look, you can go to Udemy. Now, www.udemy.com. I'll put it in the chat. Don't worry. All these sites I'm going to take you to today, I'm going to put it in the chat, but I just want to show you how to maneuver through to get to it. Now, notice here, they've got different areas here that you put your mouse over it, just scroll your mouse over it, tells you, look, you can go into marketing. Marketing, if you're going into digital marketing, I think that's the best one, because that's the one where they actually are talking about you can make good money in that field. So search engine optimization is kind of going away, I think, with AI, because AI is helping to do all of these searches. And so I wouldn't really as much focus on search engine optimization anymore. Maybe social media marketing, sure. Branding, I don't know. It's kind of going, the AI is taking on a lot of this stuff. But if you can go into automation, maybe. But yeah, anyway, I'm just going down here and just showing you how you can look and you can dive a little bit deeper and go into subfields if you want. But I'm going to keep it on the main fields. And for me, my interest is IT and software. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. It doesn't matter which one you click on, you just want to click on something. Now, notice how when you get in here, you're going to see that there's expensive ones. These are expensive. And you're not focusing on that. We're not going to focus on that. We're going to go all the way down here until you get to this thing over here on the left, ratings, video duration, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I have English. And notice if you choose English, it's going to tell you, you still have 10,000 videos that you can choose from. So I can do that. So now I'm going to narrow it down a little bit more. I'm going to come down here to price. And I want only what's free. It's going to take away all the ones that cost money. And now I can see all the ones that are just free. Now I can come up here and the only thing left to do is to choose by ratings. And ratings are important because you definitely don't want the dingbats that don't know what they're talking about that are getting only like 2 stars and 3 stars. No, 4 stars, I think it's pretty adequate. But if you're like, you know what, it's got to be 4.5, then okay. But I always say 4 stars is fine. I think 4 stars is pretty good, especially when you have something like, look, this is 81,412 people have rated this as a 4.5. That means this video is really good. If you have one person that rated it as a 4.5, I would be a little suspicious and I wouldn't worry about that right now. Now I can scroll down here and I can say, okay, oh, Hadoop starter kit. I always wanted to learn about Hadoop and map reduce. So I can go ahead and click on that. And then once I get in there, there's a preview here and I can go in here again, perfectly free. And it's 3 hours and 20 minutes of on-demand video. Some of these will give you a certificate of completion at the end and some of them won't. If they give you one, that's great. If they don't, then still it's like, and they'll see down here, you don't get a certificate of completion, but in the paid course you do. But I don't care. I just want to get the knowledge and I'm okay with that. We've got different ones that I'll show you where you can get certificates. But if you want quick bang for your buck knowledge that you can acquire right off the bat and consume right off the bat, great. So I can go ahead and click on that. I can enroll in it and I am good to go. I'm now in there. I can go back. I can say, okay, maybe I'll choose like others. I wouldn't suggest you just go down and try to choose like 15 or 20. Just go through and figure out like what you want to do. Cybersecurity that's turning into something big. 4.3, 14,000. I can trust on that. You can go in there. You can preview it if you want. And then you get an hour and 8 minutes of cybersecurity for beginners. If you're new to security and cybersecurity, great. Okay, all right, I'll go ahead and I'll apply for that. And now I've got that. And then you can just go into my learning and then you can see all of the courses that you've already signed up for. And then you can just click, go to my learning, and you can just choose the ones that you want to start with. So this is Udemy. This is the hack that I like to use where I can get free Udemy courses that are short, bang for your buck, just giving you what you need. If you need more, you can go, like, if you're like, you know what, that wasn't enough Hadoop, you can go find some more Hadoop and you will find more short videos on Hadoop, and then you'll get the gist of what Hadoop is and then whatever. Okay, so that's just, again, Hadoop. I'm just saying that, but there are many, many more IT courses. There's many, many more if you don't want to do IT. But that is my first hack that I'm going to tell you about is Udemy. Now let's move on. We're going to go to a bigger player. We're going to go to IBM. Now, IBM has this thing called IBM Skills Build. And when you go to IBM Skills Build, and let me just go to the first page, because it may start you off with this site up. Let me just pull this together. And here we go. So when you go to ibmskillsbuild.org, the first thing you're going to see is like this. You're going to be like, oh, okay, like you're just going to see a whole bunch of stuff. And what you want to choose is that you're going to be creating an account. So the first thing you're going to do is go here to sign up. When you click on sign up, it's going to take you here where you're going to put in your information. Then once you do that, it's going to then like say, okay, you need two-factor authentication. It's going to send a one-time passcode to your email. You're going to get that one-time passcode. You're going to enter it, and then and that will help them to verify that you have a real and true email. Once you're verified, then you're in. And then it'll say sign in, you'll sign in, and it's going to take you to like this page, which you don't have to do. You really don't. You can just go straight to the courses or whatever. But if you're just like, hey, you know what? I want to take a career assessment. You're not sure where you want to go, take a career assessment. You can join the Skills Build community. I mean, sure, if you want to meet other people, fine, whatever. Explore the learning and badges. Okay, that'll be something good. You can see what the badges are. So when you're clicking on that to see where you want to go for like learning about badges and whatever, then it's going to take you through like, hey, here's recommended learning. Now there's a lot of learning that you can do in IBM. And IBM is a legit, authentic like platform because IBM is serious. Like people are looking or companies are looking for people who are trained on IBM. You can learn about cloud computing. That is a learning plan. You can go into the information technology learning plan, and you can like here's one. It's 11 hours. Like these are serious courses. 11 hours about learning the fundamentals of IT, learning how to code, just giving you an introduction to doing that. What's it like to work in IT? It's always good for you to do a little bit of research as well. If you're wanting to go into cybersecurity, sure, you can go into cybersecurity. Now, once you're like, okay, I'm clicking on things like before I actually go in there, look, it says digital credentials. If you don't have a Credly account, you're going to want to create one because you are trying to build up your professional profile if you don't have a LinkedIn account. If you have a LinkedIn account, then you understand that a digital credential is what it's like people will look at when you're applying for jobs. They'll say link to your Credly account or link us to the badges that you earned or to the certifications that you earned to prove that you have taken these courses that have proven that you have these skills. Okay, so you're going to need those digital credentials. And IBM Skills Build will even teach you how to create that Credly badge. So you want to go through this website well. Okay, so once you're clicking into the view all, because I think I clicked on view all, then what it does is it tells you here are the different kinds of like some of the different types of badges you can get. You can get one for customer service representative. It never hurts to have that. There have been some things I've looked at that I was just like, okay, I'm trying to look at IT help desk and they're going to ask, do you have customer service representative skills? And have I worked on phones? If I haven't, I can go in and I can take this and I can earn a digital badge or a certification for some of these that they're offering. Data analyst. Now, if you're saying, hey, you know what, I want to be a data engineer or I want to work in data analytics. And that's a little bit high up on the totem pole. But if you're like, you know what, I need to start with the basics, you can still start as a data analyst and get this badge, get this certification. And really for this, like this is going to go kind of deep. I wouldn't call this a data analyst because you are learning the artificial intelligence fundamentals. You're going into big data, and then you are going to be learning Python. Now, you can go in and do the data fundamentals, and there's a learning plan and a badge. You can do artificial intelligence fundamentals, learning plan, and badge. Again, big data foundations, learning plan, and badge. If you did all of this, This is what makes you all of them will have you say confidently, I work in data analytics. I work with data engineering. But if you're just saying, look, I just want to be a data analyst, you can just do, I would say, this one and maybe this one, and just say that's good enough to get you started in a field. But you want to take a look at those and see. There's also designer, there's IT support technician, project manager. Have you ever said, hey, you know what? I'd love to be a project manager, but I don't have the certification for that. This is fundamentals. It gives you a course and a badge, but it also puts you on the path if you decide that you want to go for your PMP. Sometimes there will be companies that could hire you and just say, hey, as long as you get the PMP within a certain time frame, we'll hire you. And you can just say, well, and they'll say it just because you've got the project manager course and badge from IBM. You see, these are serious courses that people take seriously. UI UX and web developer. There are other ones because, as I said, there's an AI one that I'm looking at as well to take. And there's, I believe, an AI analyst one that you can do as well. But if you want to be a Scrum Master, let me just go back to that because everybody's like, Scrum Master, Scrum Master. It is easier than doing project management, and you get paid well for that. You can get paid, 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000, depending on like what you can do and your skill level. So learning agile methodology is going to be important. And then it says here, earn a badge. Okay. So anytime they say earn a badge, you're just like, score, earn that badge. And then you can take that badge and put it on your LinkedIn, put it on your resume. You can bring it to your boss. They will look at you and notice you. This is where you can learn about blockchain. Now, artificial intelligence. These are the skills that you can click on directly that you can learn about things and you can earn badges for that. And so say you wanted to go with artificial intelligence, for example, then it's like, okay, you've got courses that you need to complete. Once you complete those courses, you're going to earn this badge. And it says about 10 hours, but I take notes. I would say 20 hours for me. And then you'll earn a badge. And look here, create a Credly account. It's going to tell you how to create your Credly account so that you have a badge. Like it's just basically a repository for all the badges that you have ever earned or will ever earn. And there'll be a place for you to go with Cred or to put those badges. They will go to Credly. And Credly is a credible source that can show the world that whatever you earned is legit. So yeah, so you're going to take these courses. There's 6 courses that you need to take. And then it says optional. Like, look here, mastering the art of prompting. You take all these courses, and then you take this courses here, the generative adversarial network game. You take mastering the art of the prompt, and you can say, you know what? I'm just going to put on my resume that I have a skill set in prompt engineering. Everybody knows, everybody wants these prompt engineers at these jobs. Okay, and so here you go. Here it is. Here's your badge that you're going to get. Doesn't say how many hours, but it's good. But you're seeing what I'm saying. This is how you can earn badges, and it's through IBM, and they are serious about that. Okay, so that is all of that. Yep. So that's that. So I've given you Udemy, I have given you IBM. The third one I'm going to give you is AWS. And specifically, I'm going to tell you AWS Educate. I would not come up here to the upper right where it says create an AWS account, because then you're going to have to give your credit card and all that stuff. And it's not necessary because of the way that I'm going to show you, which is free 100%. Because mind you, this skills build that I showed you for IBM doesn't cost you a dime, not a dime. One thing I do want to tell you is, like, when you're starting to create the account, they're going to ask what kind of learner you are. Put adult learner. And that goes for your kids too. Now, you have to be above the age of 18, but if you've got kids and they're like, you know what? college is expensive right now. I really can't afford it, or I want to take a gap year or whatever. And you're like, then you got to learn a skill and you got to go out and get a regular job. All of y'all sit down here, take some Udemy courses, take some IBM skills build. It doesn't cost you a dime, but just make sure that you say that you are an adult learner for your skills build. Now, the third one here is AWS Educate. And so what this is like a big portal where they have same thing as like Udemy. They got videos, they have like some reading assignments, they have labs, and you're doing all of this work and you are actually going to be learning about AWS Cloud. Because here's the thing that we do know, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but all of that stuff like ChatGPT and, let's just talk about ChatGPT for a second. So ChatGPT is this like AI platform where you go in and you can like just do all of this great stuff. But here's what we know is that ChatGPT paired up with OpenAI because you can't work with AI unless you're working with a cloud technology. So when ChatGPT was like, oh, and we're going to call it their parent company, OpenAI, when OpenAI was like, hey, we got this great idea, but we need a cloud because you have to use cloud technology. This is going to involve virtualization. This is going to involve using, it's going to involve using servers, though that's going to work with cloud. And so OpenAI paired up with Microsoft, and then they came out with OpenAI came out with ChatGPT, and like a lot of the initial like offerings and agents, a lot of the things that came out of ChatGPT came from building off of Microsoft's cloud, Azure. AWS kind of got in a little bit late on the game, but they are in. They are in it now. And they use Anthropic. They use Claude. Claude, I think it is called. Claude, I don't know. Claude, Cloud, Claude, Claude. Okay. So that's who they use Anthropic's Claude and Sonnet. They use that in order to for you to work with their AI. Now, there are other platforms or other AI, like you can work with DeepSeek, with AWS, whatever. But hey, like going a little bit too deep, you need to learn cloud in order to do that. So what are you going to do? You're going to say register now if you've never done this before. Make sure you do not go here because then you're going to be creating a real AWS account where you're going to go in and you're going to have a console. And that's all good if you want to do that. But we want to have the ones where they have built out the entire educational platform. And there's some exciting stuff that's coming that I'm going to tell you where you can actually earn the vouchers to get the certifications. So when you go into, you're going to click on register now. It's going to take you to this registration page and you're going to have to put in all this information. All of it has to be put in unless it says optional, like your middle name. And then you're going to do the reCAPTCHA thing. And then here's what's going to happen is they're going to send you a one-time passcode as well to your email to verify that your email is real. And then once you verify that it's real, then they're going to say, okay, now you're in. Now, look, you just need to register with just an address. There's no credit card required. You're going to get resources in there that you can build on and that you can read or that you can learn from. And then here's the other great thing is there's going to be a job board, which these jobs are serious jobs, but there is a job board there. And of course, you can earn your digital badges, which we are going to talk about next. So let's go in there now. Once you go in there the first time, right? Then it's going to say, what's your goal? Do you want to learn cloud skills? Or maybe you have a company and you're just trying to hire people. Okay, now you're trying to learn cloud skills. So when you click on learn cloud skills, it's going to take you here. Actually, it's not going to take you there. It's going to take you here. It's going to take you to this. So kind of messed that up a tiny bit. So I'm going to move this over there. So it's going to take you into here. I would say, do not look at this thing about the AWS Cloud Institute because it costs money and it costs thousands. So you don't need that unless you have that kind of money and you got a year where you want to really like dive deep into the cloud. Now, if you want to, cool, do that. But you're going to focus on these. Okay. And they're going to give you like all of these different things that you can learn from. If you're saying, hey, like I just don't know what I want to do, let's see, levels. So you could say, hey, you know what? I want foundational. I want beginner classes. What's available that's beginner class? And it'll show you what's available. Introduction to the console, you need to learn it. You're going to have to go through that. Cloud 101, you're going to have to learn it. That's 3 hours there. Getting started with storage, all of these are necessary. You're going to have to learn all of these. All of these, all these, all these, all these, all these. Or actually, sorry. If you're just starting, you want like up to here. If you're then saying, hey, I also want to learn machine learning and all that stuff, yeah, you're gonna have to go down and like get some more in. But actually, no, I'm gonna walk that back a little bit. I think deep racer primer is not necessary, but starting with serverless, I would tell you to learn that. Machine learning fundamentals, I'd say learn that. This one, iffy, Q developer, iffy. We're not gonna, if you want to be a developer and you actually want to program, like you want to learn a programming language, then yeah, then using Q developer, introduction to Amazon Bedrock, that's, that'll be something. But you can also learn Party Rock. That's an app and it's an AI app. Or actually, sorry, it is connected to AWS's Anthropic or their AI platform for where they work with Anthropic, and it's actually built on the Amazon Bedrock. So it's like an LLM. Uh, and when you go into this Party Rock, you can build your own application, your own app using this LLM, and it's called Party Rock. But I would say the majority of that stuff, I would say up to there was going to be good for you to learn. Okay, so anyway, let's keep going. So you're going to go in here and you're just going to start looking at these things. And as you can see here, like it says here, there's getting started, there's 3 of these. So there's the second part, here's the third part. So that's the getting started if you want to go with that. If you want to learn about machine learning, then you want to start with this. I just am not sure. If you want to go deep into it, then sure. But yeah, if you're going into developer, then sure, yeah. But anyways, this is how you're going to look at some of these courses. But here's where I'm going to tell you that you want to kind of, where it gets valuable is that you want to learn about those badges. And we'll go to jobs last. Oh, sorry. Before we go to the badges, let me go in here because there's also free learning. Free learning. And where do I see free learning as well? Let me roll down here. It will come to me. Hold on 1 second. Okay, and by the way, when it says courses and labs, if there's labs to be taken, please take those labs. Somewhere in here is this. Yeah, which is the AWS Skills Center. Once you have created your AWS Educate, I say segue yourself over here because this is where, and forget about going in because we're talking about being online. So forget about these locations. What you want to do is just look, save your spot for our free classes delivered live from the Skills Center year round. Attend in person or virtually. Go virtually. Go virtually. Learn it in the safety and comfort of your own home. and it'll say like, hey, look here, you can learn. And they go in there, you go in there, and they'll have a little bit of a lecture, and then they're going to give you access to labs, and you are going to learn about computers from AWS professionals that are from the AWS or Amazon Web Services skill centers, the skill centers over here. Okay, so it's great. So they have and these are serious because look, it's 3 hours and 30 minutes. They have a part one, part two, one for computers and hardware, one for security, one for storage and databases, one for networking. That's great. Now, the other thing that they have are 4-part series. Like, and in this 4-part series, you learn about the services behind AWS Cloud. So this is each of these are 3 hours and 30 minutes. They're usually like the end of the day. Sometimes they've been in the middle of the day, and they give you labs as well. I can explore all my free classes here. I think it's going to be the same classes. Yeah. And then you would just have to go and sign up. So if I said, hey, you know what? I want to go in, um, oh, this is a little bit more, but because you actually can get prep courses for the cloud practitioner and or for some other certifications. But let me see. I want to do this one, for example. If I want to do that one, then as you see here, it's find a class. I can look at the description and then say, okay, yeah, that sounds real good. Find me a class. And it's going to give me all the times and dates that I can take these classes. And anytime it says for me virtual, then I'm going to sign up for it. And remember, this is the time zone that it's their time zone. Once you sign up for it, it's going to then show you what it's going to be in your time zone. So be aware of that as well. Okay, so you can go in here and you can sign up for these courses, and then in order for you to then go in and like be able to take the course, you're gonna have to sign in here, and you're gonna have to create an account for AWS Builder ID. It's called the Builder Lab. So you got to create a class, or sorry, an account for AWS Builder Labs. Now, I'm going to open up mine and show you what that looks like. So give me a moment so I can pause this, and I'm going to open up my Builder ID so you can see what's going on. All right, I didn't need you all to see like my login, plus I had to do a one-time passcode and all that. So I'm back here, and once I click find a class, and I said, okay, I'd like to have a virtual class. Maybe I'll do the one on April Fool's Day. So I'll go ahead. Oh no, that's in Johannesburg. So I want to make sure I choose the time zone. So remember, this is 9 o'clock a.m. New York time. So if you're on the West Coast, then it's really 6 o'clock your time. So I'm going to be like, okay, I'll choose that. I'm willing to get up at 6 o'clock. Sure, why not? Now it's going to say it's free. If you see money, do not click register. And I know that there are other people in there because it's saying there's 85 seats and 72 seats remaining. So somebody else is going to be there. Now, when you go in there and you sign in virtually, they in no way make you turn on your camera. That's wonderful. So I'll go ahead and register. Now, it says already in my transcript. Now, in order for you to go to the class that day, put it in your schedule. They're going to send you an email, and they're going to say, hey, don't forget you signed up for this class. So you're going to get a verification of this class right away. I do believe they send you another one the day of, but I wouldn't count on it. Like, just be on the safe side. Put it in your calendar. When you are ready to go there, you have to sign into the Builder Lab using you're gonna have to create your account, and it's gonna have to be either using, you can either like log in and authenticate using your Amazon account if you still have one, or just go in and just like type in your email. You'll type in your email, your name, and then it's going to say, okay, we're going to send you, or create an account, or sorry, create a password. Then it's going to say, we're going to send you a one-time passcode. You're going to then validate your email, and then they're going to say, okay, you're in, and it's going to take you back to this page. And then you can say, okay, great. So I can go here to my account. You can go to transcript and this is how you sign in for the class. You'll see, oh, okay, so the day of and not 1 second before, the day of at 9 o'clock in the morning. And I think you can go up to 15 minutes before and log in, but I usually will show up like right on time. So you're going to go to, again, you have to go to transcript, which is under my account. You'll go to transcript. It's going to show you this. And in order to then open this up, you're going to have, or to open up the WebEx, because they don't use Zoom, they use WebEx. So you're going to have to click on that and it'll say, and it will then automatically open up. There might be an additional little button up here that says launch classroom or launch lab or whatever, and you'll click on that. It's going to take you right into the classroom. So I didn't know that, and I had a real struggle the first time I was trying to figure out, like, where's this class? Where's this class? And I missed it. So you want to make sure, again, that you always remember to come here to my account, transcript, and once you go to transcript, then you'll come down here, you'll click on open, and then once you click on that, it may say launch class or whatever, or launch classroom or something, you're good. Once you have finished it, then it'll be archived here. Now, yes, I did no show for a few, but I was working on other things. So they're not going to fine you or do anything if you don't show up. They do say no show. As you can see, I did complete one. I went to one. I was just like, okay, I can do that. There's also here, look, a completion certificate. And it'll say that I successfully completed this lab session. Again, something that you can put on your resume so that, or not on, well, it could be on your resume, but you could like upload it to LinkedIn, and then you can tag AWS or tag whoever it was that was there for the training, and they'll probably like it and tag you back and whatever. Great. So now you understand that. Now let's move on here to AWS. So this down here, and I probably had to put this link in because I can't remember how to get there from the AWS Educate, right? I can't remember how to do that. But here's where it gets important for you to get those badges. Because right now, if you do AWS and you have to do it on your own, and then you're like, okay, I need to get the certification for AWS Cloud Practitioner, Solutions Architect. No. If you take a foundational course and you want to take the certification for it, it's $100 to get the vouchers that you have to pay $100 for the vouchers that you could sit for the certification for any foundational class, which is AI practitioner and cloud practitioner. Then everything else, or sorry, associate level badges like solutions architect, data engineering, sysops, dev, or developer, those are $150. If you want to take the professional level ones, which is going to take years for you to get to, that's $300 to buy the vouchers that you can take the test. Well, there's a way around that. Or they have something called the Emerging Talent Community. And this is really important because this AWS can take you a lot of places. So I'm just going to just show you this. So right now, they're having 100% unlocked, 100% free certification vouchers. Now I'm going to warn you, these exams are no joke. So you do have to put a bit of time in it. But the good thing about AWS Educate is that they've got trainings, they got videos, they have labs, and you need to go through all of that. And when you're in AWS Educate, taking those courses, you're actually earning points that you will then redeem for that voucher. And it's only going to be while supplies are available over a specific time frame. I think by like August or something, or until their vouchers run out. Okay, so let's go through it. So unlock your free AWS vouchers before August. So you can get the cloud practitioner, the AI practitioner, the solutions architect, associate, sysops administrator, the developer, data engineer and machine learning engineer. Now, the vouchers expire in August. So that doesn't mean that you wait till August and then request it. You got to get through the training, and then you have up until August to then take to use these vouchers, and they will expire. Okay, so you're going to log into AWS Educate, you join the emerging talent community and earn badges through training, and then you have to create that skill builder account, which it costs you nothing. And that is the account that you are going to do with the builder ID anyway, which you will have done because those are where you get the free virtual classes, right? You have to make sure you use the same email for both. So you can't be like, yeah, I am cool at gmail.com and then coffee, like whatever your email is at whatever.com. Can't do that. It's got to be the same email. Okay. Then, because once you do the classes and the courses that are in AWS Educate, you then have to go to Skill Builder, AWS Skill Builder, and you have to complete the standard prep course, an official question set for whatever certification you chose. For example, if you do cloud practitioner, which is the first one, if you haven't taken cloud, that's where you have to start. And so you'll take all of the classes that are associated with the AWS cloud practitioner. You're going to earn a badge for it, or earn badges, because they're going to take you through a few. And then you're going to go to Skill Builder, and you're going to find the Cloud Practitioner Standard Prep course and official question set. It'll be free because there's another one that includes labs that is paid. You want free. That's it, free. Once you finish all that, you're going to, it'll take, I think they said up to 72 hours to reflect all the points that you earned in that emerging talent community. Like in that little area for the emerging talent community, and you will earn that badge, and it will cover 100% of the certification. Now, the good thing about AWS is once you pass the certification, they're going to drop you a 50% off voucher for your next, whatever your next certification is. So if you do cloud practitioner and you get it all for free and it's $100, it's free, and then you pass it, they're going to say, congratulations, you passed. Here's a 50% off voucher. Go take your next certification. If you're then saying, okay, I want to do solutions architect associate because that's where I want to go, that's $150, but you have the voucher. So you have to go in, they're going to give you the voucher code, and then you will go, when you schedule that exam, you will take that voucher code at the time that you're scheduling it and drop it in there, and it goes from $75, or sorry, from $150 to $75. So that is how you are going to be able to earn earn your first voucher and then never pay full price for a voucher. Okay. My brother keeps calling, and that's driving me crazy. It's probably driving you crazy. Okay. So keep that all in mind. I'm going to take you over to where this emerging talent is, emerging talent community is, so that you can see how to get to that. Here it is. So you're going to go here to emerging talent community. This is where you are going to be earning those badges so that you can get your vouchers. The badges are great because as you earn the badges, put them on LinkedIn, put them on your resume so that people know that you're earning these cloud badges. It shows that you have marketable skills. Okay, so here are the badges, and as you can see, it's already pre-selected. So you're going to be learning these badges, and as you're learning these badges or going through these badges, you'll be earning your way to getting your certification. Now, the other thing that I want to talk to you about, because okay, so we talked about the badges, what you go through these different badges, and you've earned like your cloud practitioner, you're gonna then like earn enough points as long as you've done the skill builder, AWS skill builder courses as well that are required to go through it, which is the practice test plus the prep. the free one, then you're good to go with that. You should earn enough points to be able to then say, okay, I'd like to get my voucher, please, and they'll send you the voucher. The other thing I want to show you, and don't, unless you already have cloud and you have experience with clouds, I just don't think that you're going to be able to just automatically just go in here and say, yeah, I'm going to go get me a job in cloud. Um, you're going to need to have some skills. So I'm just going to say I will go by country, and I'm just going to put in United States. And now I've got my United States. And then I'll just look at everything that's in the United States. There's 5 pages of jobs that are in the United States. And so notice how look, oh, I'd like to be a data center deployed technician. Okay, and you don't have any experience, you're going to know because they're going to talk about the job description and they're going to like go through all of the things that are required. So you're going to have to like do some work in order to show all of these people that are looking to hire that you've got these skills. But the nice places, or the nice thing is there's a place where you can go in this AWS Educate that's going to show you where you can possibly apply for some jobs. A lot of them are working for Amazon, straight up working for Amazon here. But look, here's Lockheed Martin. There's BAE Systems. There's a few places, but a lot of these jobs are working for Amazon. And so you've got an opportunity here if you are really getting deep into the cloud. And I've worked with some people that have like gotten real deep into the cloud, and then they're like cloud this and cloud that. And they are like, I met a guy, I was training him. He ended up going into AI. He got into Deep Racer. He was going deep into the AI. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to go get a job at Amazon working in AI. And he did. But I showed him AWS Educate, and he had to pay for those certs at the time because they weren't offering them for free. So this is, like everything that I'm going to just give you for now that's going to talk that where I talk with you about. There's a lot of free training out there, and I'm just going to be spoon feeding this to you over time because there's so much. If I tried to do it, we can go for hours. It's just crazy. Don't do that. On your spare time in the evenings and at nights, weekends, when you're on lunch break, go through these different options for trainings and start getting yourself some training. Start learning some of these things that are going to help you get ahead. Cloud, I think, is great if you're wanting to go in the cloud. But if you don't want to go in the cloud, there are other avenues that are out there that are going to like get you ahead. There are lots of different fields. You saw marketing. That was one of them. Web development. I mean, well, that's still IT, but a customer service representative. If you're going to go with that, you can go into IBM. There's all of these things that you can do. So ladies, what I'd like for you to do, if you're like, you know what, I'm in a dead end job, or I really want to pivot, go out of this field and into another field, I really want you to try to go in there and at the very least, get Udemy. That's the most uncomplicated one. Get the free Udemy stuff, have it spoon fed to you a little bit at a time. And from there, maybe it might get you excited to go into something else. What are the big things I've seen in IT? If you're going into IT, man, people are getting into data analytics. People are getting into AI. These are in-demand fields. People are going into prompt engineering. What else are people getting into? The cybersecurity, also a big field. Those are big fields that are making, pretty good money. And you could use just this free stuff, get everything free, and get yourself at least entry level into the field for IT if you wanted to. All right. So on that note, we are done for today. For now, this is a bit longer than I thought, but I want to talk you through like how you sign up for this stuff. Because when I was trying to get, and like even when I found these things, trying to like figure out how to sign in and where to go and navigate, it just took a lot of time. So I just felt like do you all a salad and help you out by showing you how to get to certain parts of the website, how do you get to those free vouchers, et cetera, et cetera. Give it a shot. I really hope it works for you. If your last week's was all about, again, took a bit longer, but the investment level mentally, like at the end of the road, is you get into this field with like a degree. That's great. That was last week. This week is like, hey, I need quick and easy. And so going forward, I think I'm going to focus on the quick and easy stuff that you can do just to kind of freshen up your skills, or pivot into a different field, or just kind of dip your toe in if you're like, hey, you know what? I want to be the person at work that can help to like help with some kind of help in some area that maybe I hadn't worked in before, and maybe make a lateral move, or if you want to make an upward move, whatever. All right. On that note, I'm going to end this. Again, my name is Coffee Brown, and this channel is called Coffee Spills the Tea. And today I spilled the tea about how you can get free, quick and easy training through Udemy, through IBM Skills Build, or through AWS Educate, which also has the AWS Skill Builder. And all of that together should help you to skill up if you want to make some positive changes, make more money, go into a different field, do something more to make more. Okay. All right. So before I go, please, again, if you could hit that thumbs up and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and then hit that notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you're notified and you can watch this video. That'd be great. If you could do all of that, that helps my algorithms, and it will help me to grow this community, because we have so much more to cover. I would say so many topics to cover and so little time to do it. But I am here to help you. And I hope all of you have a great day. And don't forget, those vouchers are time limited. So if you see this video in the future, everything I talked about on like the different places where you can go, they will always be up. But the vouchers that they're offering that are 100% free for AWS may not be there. So just please be sure to be aware of that. All right, everybody have a great evening, great weekend, great day, etc. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, everybody.